There you go, good day, Steve here. Woodworking Masterclass, just a very quick stream because I've got stuff to do today. But Nathaniel said he wanted me to stream. So here I am, Nathaniel. G'day, mate. Thanks for the hurry up. I know I said I'll try and do it in the morning, but things just got away from me. What can I tell you? I just got to make sure everything's working here. Yes, it is, so I'm happy. How come I'm not in the centre of the screen? Anyway, there you go. I'll come there. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, I've got a quick glue up to do of some rosewood blanks, and just got a parcel here from Vivor, which I will do a video on later. It's a 5-inch machine vise. Now, what's been happening with Woodworking Masterclass, as you might know over the last little while, I've been making harps, and there's been a bit of a lull whilst I'm making them. We've got 6 underway here, but then I hit a bit of a block because what I want to do is do everything myself, and I want to make the music tuning pegs the way they were made in the 10th century. Well, I won't make them the same way as they were made in the 10th century, but in the 10th century and 1600s, they were using solid brass tuning pins that went right through the neck. So right from there to there, with a square section on this side that you put a tuning key on so you can tune the harp up. And it has been a constant thorn in my side for I don't know how long for me to work out exactly how to do it. So I've had this idea for quite a while now. Hang on, someone's just come. I've still got my chat up here, so I'll come over here. G'day, g'day Brenda. Oh, g'day Louise. Yes, lovely for you to drop in. Yeah, all is well. All is very, very good. Exciting stuff. You and Andrew should come over because, have I got some stuff happening soon. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying. So I contracted, or I wrote up and rang up and got a quote for these pins to be made with a company that's got a CNC. And they came back, very reasonable quote, very happy with it. But I had to order a minimum of 100, which again wasn't a problem. But then I thought, what happens if I get them and they're not quite right, or I want to change the design? And then I've invested a fair amount of money into something that possibly I wouldn't use. So I thought, all right, I'll get someone to do them on a lathe. Then the next step was I'll go out and do them on a lathe, and a friend of mine graciously said I could go out and use his metal lathe and we could do it. Then with the price of petrol and time, I thought, oh no. So it started me thinking perhaps I should get a metal lathe. So I've decided I'm going to get a metal lathe, and I'll go on and put a deposit on one, and they're not in the country at the moment, they're out of stock, but when it arrives, I'll have that. And then of course, once you've got a metal lathe, you really need a milling machine. And that's where this comes in. Very interesting. Viva asked me, it would be a couple of months ago, if I would be interested in doing a review on their milling table for a lathe, and for a milling machine. I said, look, I don't have a milling machine, so honestly I can't do a review on it because I don't know what I'm doing. That got me thinking, perhaps I should get a milling machine as well. So initially I was going to get a combination milling machine and lathe, and I've spoken to a few people, and I was a little bit pushed for space, but it sort of transpires if you can manage the space and the extra budget, you'd be better off with 2 standalone machines. So with that in mind, I've also ordered a milling machine, and again, not here yet, but when I was talking to Viva, I don't know if you saw the video I did on that trimmer, which is actually out in the other shed. I'm going to do another video using it shortly, but just a fantastic setup. It's a, what is it? A Viva 800 watt trimmer. Or they might have had a 710 watt trimmer, but on mine it's got, hang on, I'll get it for you, I'll show you, just so you know what I'm talking about. Oh, let me change cameras. Go to there. It's this one here and on the, wherever it is. Yep. Well, actually in there, I don't know if you can see it, but it actually says 800 watt. Fantastic trimmer. And you get a plunge router base with it, an offset router base. Let me go back to this other camera. Oh, 2 router bits. It's got to be worth, you know, $50 at least, and set of brushes and all sorts of everything else. And no, I'm not getting paid for this. This is just out of the goodness in my heart. What they did do, they said if I did a review and if anyone wanted to buy one, check below. I've got a link down there for anyone that wants to buy one. And until the 30th of September 2022, they're $79.99. An absolute bargain. The other thing I found out the other day, I know I'm off track, but this plunge, for me, it's absolutely brilliant because it'll fit standard Makita router too. So double bonus. Anyway, so if you're interested, there's a password in the link below. But I went back to Viva and said, look, that milling machine, that milling table you wanted me to have a look at, I'm thinking of buying a milling machine. What have you got in the way of vices? So they sent me this one, and believe me, it's heavy. It's about 40 kilos. So I'm not going to open it now. I'll do a proper video with that. And when the milling machine gets here, I'm going to be able to fit this, hopefully. So that's what I've been doing, and I haven't been as busy in this shed as I should be, because I've been, oh, that is heavy. I've been setting up a machinist's workshop. Let me put this on. Might give me a bit better sound. Sorry for the rustle. Wait a minute. Whoop. I've got to go out. There we go. Got to go out with Susie soon, so I can't be too long. But that's what I've been doing, setting up a machinist workshop. I'm starting to run out of shed space, but I won't be able to stream from up there, but I will do videos when I start turning pins and doing machining and what have you. Let me have a look in the chat. I've got to go over here because it's over here. So where's my glasses? I need my glasses now. Oh, wait a minute. You can have the back of my head. Here we go. What happens if I go this way? There you go. And I'll change this camera over. Ah, and then I can read chat, see? So I'll talk to you from here. Where are we up to? Henry Scroll. Oh, g'day, g'day. Long time. I've forgotten your name, Henry Scroll. Isn't that terrible? Is it Phil? I'm sorry, please remind me. Oh, g'day, mate. Mate, I am well. I am extraordinarily well. I am absolutely exhaustipated. Hang on, let me just, oh. There we go, I'll move that. Then I'll get this like that. Then I can talk to you from there. That doesn't look too bad. All right, yeah, I'm absolutely exhaustipated. That is so good. You should be in my brain at the moment. I'm looking at the camera and I turn around to see if I'm looking at the camera. And no, it doesn't matter. It's not to that. It allows me to be a bit slow. But no, we're good. Doing a lot of work around the yard. That's been taking a fair bit of time. But the machinist shed, Oh, it's going to be all lovely. And then I've got to learn how to use a lathe again because I haven't used one for about 40 years. My jingos, a whole lot has changed from the last time I was using one. It would have been about 1978, I think. And now they've got all these whiz-bang, what do you call them? Titanium tips and everything. My day, you had to grind your tool for whatever metal that you were turning and whatever job you wanted. So anyway, it's all good. Ah. Yeah, hey Nathaniel, you happy now? Yeah, you did this. If everyone likes the stream, thank Nathaniel. He embarrassed me into it this morning. I had a couple more colours to do for veneer. Oh, that'd be lovely, Louise. Yeah, no, we can play on new things if they're here by then. I've got to get back into the bed too. I've got to do that. Shrek, good morning from London. Well, good morning from London. That's got to be morning for you, hasn't it? Say, shrink. Yeah, well, thanks for dropping in. I've got to get this over there so I can read. This is doing my head in. G'day, Jared. Lawrence, there you go. Thanks, Lawrence. Oh, dear. All right. So I picked up a coffee this morning. Oh. I picked up a pack of 4x2 rosewood the other day and machined it up, and oh, it is gorgeous. So I've got to laminate a couple of those together. We're still in the suck it and see stage of what I'm building, but we're getting closer every step. Yeah, the grain on this is just amazing. Wait a minute. I'll see if I can. No, I don't know if you can quite see that, but the grain on this is amazing. And I've got to glue those together, and that way, hopefully, it won't look as bad as two sticks together. Let me change this to the front camera. Oh, here we go. And what I'm using is this stuff here, which is pretty new on the market. In Australia, I think the company is based at Loganholme. Yeah, Loganholme Boatcraft Pacific make it, and I bought it from Woodwork Machinery Plus, which is out at Darra. Oh, so if you fancy any of it and you're in Brisbane, ring up Bill or Bruce in Darra at Woodwork Machinery Plus and get some. The big thing with it is that it supposedly doesn't leave a glue line. I've actually glued some stuff up with it, and I can't remember what I glued. Or else I'd show you. Yeah, I don't know what I used to glue up. But it supposedly doesn't leave a glue line, which is good. Now, where's my paper? It's been that long since I've been down here. Here we go. And update on the music stands. I'm going to be getting into them in the next week or so. I will do a partial stream, and what I've decided I'm going to do, I'm waiting for the lathe to arrive, but what I want to do is, where are they? There's one over there. I don't know where the other one is. Okay, I'll use this one. I thought about it last night. I thought this would be tricky. Oh, this one's Theo's. So what I want to do is on the part here that spins around, I want to turn a brass knob with a brass thread, and we'll put an insert in there and cut the thread using a tap. Then we can lock that there, and also on the head of it where the music bizzo flops around, what do they call it, the table, the deck, I'm going to turn the brass screw and have that as a stop there. So it'll be nice to free up some space in the workshop, get rid of the things. And I might even be able to coerce Theo into coming over. Ah, dear, oh dear. What have we? All right, now I don't know how to mix this stuff, so let me just read this. Read instruction sheet carefully, good on you. Mix 2 parts of resin, 1 part of hardware. Wait 10 minutes, apply to work. Okay, how do we mix it, by weight or what? I don't know. It doesn't say. All right, so I might just go and get a little measuring cup, play I Spy. I'll be back in a tick and we can measure that up and glue a couple of boards together. So that was quick, wasn't it? I tell you what too, also, if you're a wood turner, Richard Raffin, who is just a household name, especially in Australia with wood turning, he's just, well, I've only just discovered it, a woodworking, a wood turning channel on YouTube, and gee, he's got some great projects on there. There was one I didn't even think it was possible, and he made a spatula out of a rectangular piece of wood on the lathe, and just using a skew, and at the end you got to do a little bit of sanding. But honestly, I looked at it and I said, oh, that can't work. So went up to the lathe and give it a bit of a crack, and yes, it did. So now we've got spatulas all over the house. What am I making? I'm just gluing these up so I can make a harp. This is just another idea I've got for making harps, because the one I've got there that I just showed you the neck of, it's blackwood, but when I got hold of this absolutely gorgeous New Guinea rosewood, I thought, ooh, I wonder how rosewood would go making a harp. So that's what I'm doing, Lawrence. Good idea when you're doing this, don't use the same stick for both, because you can make a mess. So I've got, which way did I look up then? Look out the corner of my eye of the screen. I've got a big screen TV that broke, and I'm going to hopefully put that up in front of me. So therefore, I won't be looking off to the side all the time. I'm not sure how I'm going to overcome the chat situation. I think this is, I might have to, ooh, that's a lot on it. That is a huge amount. I'll just put half of this in. It's very hard to measure half of something when it's in a conical container. Oh, this is a huge amount. A wee bit of an overkill here. Oh, I reckon that's got to be close to half. Just let that all go out, all goopy. I might have to machine up a couple more and get that going. At least we haven't had any sound problems so far. I'm impressed. I'm madly thinking what else I can glue together. There's going to be a question, I'm going to be running out of clamps. Oh, no, I know what I can do. It's all right. And it says mix it, and then let it stand for 10 minutes, which I can do that whilst I'm getting the clamps out. And we will clamp up. So I've got this to do. Let me see what else I've got out here. Marv's, you know, I walked outside. It's not a chicken in sight. As soon as you walk outside, they all go, oh, feed me, I'm here. Oh, that's handy. What? No, go away. Here we go. Might get away with this. Now, look at those blocks that I built. I want to get back onto the bed too, do some more marquetry. Oh, what have we got? G'day, Vince. What's the channel, Steve? Because I'm all over woodworking at the moment. All over. Is that all over or all over? Here we go. It's. I think it's just Richard Raffin, mate. Hang on. I'll have a Google for you. And they're just Richard Raffin YouTube. Yep, there you go. I'm pretty sure that's his. Yeah. Just put in Richard Raffin YouTube and let's go back here. And he's there. And mate, he's just got, they're so easy projects, simple ones. And, you know, none of this fancy doohickey stuff. And I love Richard Raffin. He reminds me of me. No, I had a chisel somewhere on the floor, I think. He'd be turning and then he'll whack his finger and blood will be coming out and he keeps on going. That's it. Project for the real world. Oh. I was going to have a rant too. I've forgotten what my rant was about now. Oh. If it comes to me, we'll do it. Where are we? La da dee dee da 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 dum. I don't know when I said I was going to make those blocks, but I do remember saying I'll be losing them, and guess what? I've lost one. Doesn't matter. We'll get by with what we've got. Hang on, I better take this with my son. Hello, darling.
Hello, Father.
What? Oh, I'm live streaming. I've got people out there that ring me more often than you do.
Oh, fair enough.
What for can I do for you?
Do you have a whip and a snipper?
Do I have a what?
A whip and snipper?
Yeah.
I know you do. Can I borrow it?
Yeah, well, I've got to come up and do some sharpening this afternoon, so I'll drop it over. Oh, well, we can do it whilst I'm there.
Okay. I needed it because we got the edges because we've got an inspection next Wednesday.
Yeah, no, I'll come up this afternoon and do it.
Okay.
All right. I talk to you soon. Everyone says hello, Steve. Whether they do or not, I don't know.
Hang on a second.
What? Don't you love it? They only ring you when they want something. Yes, I'm here.
So you're gonna go do some sharpening by yourself?
No, Mum comes with me.
Okay. Just trying to think. What time is that? I'm working.
Well, Mum says here I'll get up there at about 2. We can come around to your place about 3.
I'm still working at that point, but we can work something out.
All right. No worries. I'll get.
If you just drop, I can do it over the weekend.
No, because I need it here. Yeah, look, I'll give you a ring. If I ring at 2:30, you're going to be in?
I'll be around.
All right. Well, just answer your phone. There you go. All right. I'll catch you soon. Love you, then. Bye. Oh, isn't it great, eh? I just love them to ring up and say, hey, Dad, I don't want anything. Anyway, that's the way it goes. He is. He's so good. Yeah, yeah, I think the thing with sharpening is, unfortunately, Vince just put up there, he mangled his spindle gouge. If it's off and it's not right, it just gets worse and worse and worse. Whereas if you get something, I haven't got it here, but I'll show you, well, I'll tell you. A simple thing to do to keep your gouge in good nick is get a square of wood, and whatever size the gouge is, drill a hole that size, slide your, have I got one here? No? Turning tools here, there we go. And you gouge into that piece of wood, and then you can set your table on your grinder, and that will keep it the correct distance away. Because what normally happens, well, what happens with me, if I'm on the grinder freehanding, I'll have it there, concentrating on getting the angle right, move up the wheel or I'll move down the wheel, and that is the angle. So, I mean, concentrating on getting all the way and paint texture on the blade, and just lightly do that. Have a look at the texture, adjust this block if you have to. But I use that for years. Of course, you've got a tool, you don't have that problem. But yeah, that's the best way I can suggest is get a block of wood, drill a hole the side. You might have to, make 3 or 4 edges. That sits on your tool rest from side to side. The other way, especially with cabinet chisels, is you put your finger there, and then that goes up against the tool rest, and you just go from side to side. But I understand a gouge sometimes is a bit, because what happens, you hold it, you got it right, you turn it on, and then you do that to have a look at it. Guess what? You've lost your finger position. The other thing is, I suppose, you can put a little bit of tape around there and make sure your finger goes on the tape. The trick also with sharpening chisels is not too much pressure. Because you can undo it pretty quick. All right, let's. Oh, they're heavy. Now, make sure the right size is on the right size. There we go. This New Guinea rosewood is just absolutely beautiful. Okay, I think that'll do. And what we'll do, that, we'll go like that. And then we'll spread it on. Getting back to that channel, Richard Raffins, he said something on a video I was watching the other day. I thought, that is so true. He said, when it comes to using sandpaper, use it if you've got an endless supply. Because I don't know if you're like me, but some, oh no, I'll just use a little bit, and that little bit's not enough. So then you've got to use a little bit more, and you end up, then if you whacked a good slice off in the first place. There you go. Thoroughly enjoy watching him, and I just learn so much. So there'll be some wood turning videos too, but I'm not streaming from the wood turning shed anymore because I've taken all the equipment down, and I'll just do videos Let me have a look. What have we here? Get going. How are you, Daryl? Good to see you, mate. Whoops, no, that's not going to work because I'm looking over the other side. Ah, dear. See you, Lawrence. Exactly. I did get it really, really bad. That's terrible. Okay, now, I don't know what the protocol is with epoxy. I've only just started to use it because what I'm making is under so much stress. It needs to have really, really strong bond, and from what I've read and understand, epoxy is the only thing that's going to what I want. So I'm going to double glue only because I'm only putting a thin layer of glue on this side. Oh no, we got through that glue pretty well. Because if you want to check it out, just get some ordinary PVA, put it on one side of a join, put it in a vise and tighten it up, and then open it up. And you'll find you haven't got 100% coverage in your glue joint. So if you at least put a token coverage on one side and then a good coverage on the other, when they come together, you should get a good. There we go. Actually, there wasn't too much of that glue left over. I thought there'd be a lot. Whoops. Oh, and there we go. Pop that down. A bit of a rub in there. Why that isn't sitting straight, I don't know. Oh, I know, because I haven't got anything under there, right? So I'll just take this one off. Now it's sitting flat. Okay. I'll glue the other ones up later, but at the moment we'll just do this one here. Hello. What? Hey, why didn't someone tell me there wasn't a pin in there? There we go. go. It's slippery stuff, I tell you. Okay. Ah. Oh, nearly. Okay. There we go. Okay. We'll see how that's going to go. What have I got here? Want to restart my computer? No, I don't want to restart my computer. Go away. There you go. G'day, Roy! Let me change this around so I can talk to one and all. Oh. Okay. Ah. Look, I don't know where Richard lives. Tasmania came to mind for me. I didn't think of Queenslander, but he could be. I don't know. I can remember seeing him at woodworking shows and what have you, and watching him turn bowls, but never sort of got to meet him socially. But just love his work. I don't know. Vince, regard fabric paper. I mean, there's a colour one. I know Theo uses it. I like because it's cheap and I've got a lot of it. But having said that, I used to use a one called Hermes. It was a blue one. It was actually developed for the vanes flowing jets. And it was pretty good. But, look, horses for courses. The good thing about back is it bends and twists. And I don't know if it must be in the top shelf. Let me just... Okay, this is cloth back, but it's It's too hard. The Hermes one, it was brilliant. Background blue paper, and you could tie it in a knot and then untie it. This is fabric back, because how tight that is, so that wouldn't be any good for wood. You know, soft stuff, it lasts a fair amount of time, I suppose. Horses for courses, mate. Depends, I suppose, what you can get and what you like. I'm madly trying to think if there's anything I can use this epoxy on, but I can't think of anything. My preferred one is Norton's No Fill. I just think it's a nice paper. But that could be, you know, going back to when I first started, that was what was available. It's like welding. When I'm arc welding, I like CIG satin weld. There's supposedly better ones on the market nowadays, but I started using satin weld, and that's just what I've got used to. My head is going a million miles an hour at the moment. All these things that you don't have to think about with PVA, you have to think about with epoxy, like metal sticking to the wood. There we go. Oh, no, I didn't turn the camera over then, did I? It says when I haven't got can't see what I'm looking at up there, I forget. Rumba. Ah! Ooh. Watch out for fingers. How bad is that? That's all right, because I've got paper underneath that. All right. We'll just put that there an hour or so, or possibly overnight. How are we going? What have we got? All right, Florida Beer, the woodworker. It's been a while, mate. Welcome. Lovely to catch. This is just a really quick stream. And yeah, Brenda, I agree with you. I think it is nice, but all depends, I suppose. If you're going to do a lot of turning, yes. If you're sort of like me that does a little bit of turning and a lot of temp work, whether it's worth the extra, I don't know, but it definitely is a good sandpaper. Abrasive. Can't call it sandpaper anymore. Can't call it glass paper. It's abrasive. Abrasive. Someone will complain about that too. It'll have to be smoothing paper, sir. Well, it's not paper either. Oh, you can get carried away. G'day, Trevor. How are you, mate? Oh, I saw your old post on Facebook today about putting your toe on a weighing machine. Nice to know you're still with us, mate. Oh, look, that's it. It was just a very, very quick stream to bring you up to speed. What's going on? I'm still alive. I'm still well. It's just I'm setting up this machining shed, which as soon as the gear arrives, I will set that up. I possibly won't video it, but I will be doing videos up there, and I'm going to start incorporating a bit of metalwork in with woodwork, which I love brass, so there'll be a lot of brass work in it. Mainly to start with in these harps, but as I said, the music stand, give us a couple of weeks, we'll finish the music stand. For the life of me, I can't see the other one. It's around here somewhere, but I can't see it. And it's going to be good. Hopefully I'll be able to turn my own brass knobs and, I don't know, might even make brass hinges. Who knows? But that's it. So it was just a quick one. I promised Susie I would finish at 2 o'clock. It is now 13:57 and 55 seconds. So I've got 2 minutes to wrap up and get up to the house. Then we've got to go shopping. How much fun's that? Pretty good. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. But it's time for me to pull the shed door down and say thanks very much for being a part of the stream. But remember to keep it sharp, but more importantly, keep it safe. Look after yourself and get kind to each other. And I look forward to having your company in the workshop at a workbench in the very, very near future. Till then, thank you so much. God bless. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye for now. Now I've got to go over here and turn it off. There we go. It's off.